Hi, it's Dr. C, and today we will be going over how to solve a word problem that does use the empirical rule. Okay, so we have this word problem up here that says suppose that a diastolic blood pressure reading of adult males have a bell-shaped distribution with a mean of 82 and a standard deviation of 12. Using the empirical rule, what percentage of adult males have a diastolic blood pressure reading that are no more than 46? Please do not round your answer. So before we actually start solving for this, I think it's important to really talk about the empirical rule. The empirical rule is also known as the 68, 95, 99.7% rule. And what it says, it has two parts. Essentially, it states that the more your sample size is, the more likely your data will look like a normal distribution. Also, it says that pretty much between negative and positive one standard deviations is about 68% of the data. Between -2 to +2 standard deviations is 95% of the data, and between -3 and +3 standard deviations is about 99.7% of the data. So if we were to draw a line here, right in the center of the data, that essentially is us breaking things down. So if it's 68, that's 34% on each side. Okay. Then within 2, you would take 65, or I'm sorry, 95 from 68, and it would give you 13.5% on each side. And then if we look at 3 standard deviations, it would give us about 2.35%. Okay, which if we keep going, that's 0.15% on each side. Okay, so the quicker way to do this is we have a mean. The mean is always in the center, so that's going to put this here. And you essentially can just subtract and add 12. So 82 minus 12 would be 70. Minus 12 is 58. 46. Okay. Then if you go above, 94, 106, and 118. So this question is asking probability that X is less than or equal to 46. Okay. Now you could calculate it using a z-score, um, or you could look at this chart that we've just created and essentially see where 46 is at the -3 mark. So you would go here to here. Okay. So just by looking at the graph, we know that, it's -3 standard deviations from the mean. So essentially it is 0.15%, um, using the empirical rule. I hope you found this to be helpful. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out. Take care.